Alright guys, you want to watch the rest of this video? You paid for the first 2 seconds, now cough it up for the rest. Now, can you imagine if I was being serious? That's basically what I think about microtransactions in video games. I mean, even the old man in the trailer hates them. Ugh, gross. Microtransactions suck. Dear God, please get rid of microtransactions. I'm not a huge fan of them for obvious reasons. I'm in the camp that they shouldn't be in any game, period, no matter the reason. A little harsh, I know, but I'm not one of those people that can justify paying for microtransactions on top of an already $60 game. It just becomes way too expensive, way too quickly, and there are other games and developers that I want to spend my money on to support. So when the long-awaited Diablo IV was announced, I was getting hyped. I was like, "Ooh, Diablo! That's sick. That's sick." What microtransactions?
You also will be able to acquire cosmetics in the game through.
So MTX. Oh wow, that's going to be through some sort of shop, or can?
It's very early.
Oh wow.
So.
Okay.
It's the one and only Digo Double G.
I mean, I get that they're only cosmetic, but I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it. What seemed to me to be an exciting reveal. Look at this gameplay. It looks awesome, and they're bringing the druid back. This was all ruined by the involvement of microtransactions. Diablo IV reminds me a lot of Path of Exile, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and granted, Path of Exile has microtransactions too, but that's a free-to-play game. We're going to have to pay at least $60 for Diablo IV, and that's not counting the expansions that they're surely going to add. Was I surprised by this announcement? Not really. Was I saddened by it? Yes. Looking back at Diablo III, there were no microtransactions in that game. It's just sad to see where the gaming and MMO industry is going nowadays, with microtransactions around every corner finding their way into all my favorite games. Now, to take a step back and to calm down a little bit, let's calm down. I understand the argument that to maintain continued support for a game, developers need a way to continue to make money past that initial $60 entry fee, and Diablo IV is attempting to solve that problem through microtransactions. There are a few problems I have with that though. Number one, if they really need money to continue support for the game, then why not just go with a subscription-based model? I still don't like subscription-based games either, but I'd much prefer that over microtransactions. That way, they can continue to make money to support the game without me feeling like I need to pay to look halfway decent. Final Fantasy XIV, which is probably the only MMO I'm even remotely able to get into nowadays, is subscription based and is clearly one of the most successful MMOs out there. There's so many different armor sets and ways to look different in the game without the need for a single microtransaction. So a subscription-based model is proven to work here. And the best part about it all is that you earned that armor, and if you look cool, it's not because you paid to do so. A lot of the reason I play MMOs is to feel that sense of pride and accomplishment by beating that hard boss with my party, and on top of that, obtaining that rare piece of gear that I can then show off to my crew as my proud trophy, like, "Whoa, dude, where'd you get that legendary cape, dude?" You know, that sort of thing. With these microtransactions being solely cosmetic, at least we've avoided any chance of pay-to-win features being in the game. But now let's say some guy in Diablo IV asks me that same question, "Where'd you get that cape, dude?" Instead of saying I obtained the cape by narrowly defeating Malthael with others, and by the grace of RNGesus was able to get this cape by, actually playing the game. Oh, I just got it from the cash shop, dude. Just cop up $15. Here, I can even show you where it is in the store. Ugh, just the thought of it makes my stomach churn. Just think about it. Someone that worked hard to get that piece of gear, to set themselves apart from the rest, can just as easily look worse than someone who just started the game but decided to throw some extra money to get a cool looking costume. That idea just doesn't sit well with me. Seems like there will also be cosmetic items that you can get for mounts as well, which I hope doesn't mean we're going to have rainbow farts coming out of horses every time they jump. These cosmetic items better go along with the atmosphere that Diablo IV is aiming for, being dark, grimy, that kind of thing. Now, even though there are microtransactions in the game, and since Blizzard won't go subscription based with Diablo, there are still some ways the developers could salvage this. Out of the armor sets that won't be solely cosmetic, make some that will actually look cool and give us a little variety while you're at it as well. Don't just make 3 cool looking armor sets and make your player base choose between them. Odds are they probably won't do this as the player needs incentive to purchase from the cash shop, so on to option 2. Make it so that these cosmetic items you can only obtain through the cash shop can, at the very least, be auctioned off at some sort of marketplace. That way, players who really want that specific cosmetic item can save up some in-game currency to nab it off the market if they're really that desperate. Make the cosmetic items available in some way, shape, or form to the average player without making the whole player base pay extra money. There are a few problems that could arise from this method, mostly that people probably won't be putting up any cosmetic items on the marketplace very often, so there should be some real incentive to gain more in-game currency through selling these cosmetic items, hopefully. But this could also open up the avenue where people could abuse this system, converting real-life currency to in-game currency to be able to buy that expensive, powerful weapon or spend that extra money to get that insane upgrade, which is fine, but you're starting to get into pay-to-win territory there just a little bit. There's a balance that Blizzard will hopefully be able to find. It's going to be easier said than done, and we've got a while to wait before the release date. Regardless, guys, I want to hear your thoughts on this whole microtransactions and Diablo 4 thing. Are you guys for it? Are you guys against it? Let me know in the comments below, guys. And as always, subscribe or they're going to take the druid back out of Diablo 4.